How's it hanging, everyone? It's Zigzag here. Welcome back to another GeoGuessr video. Today we're going to be doing some wrong country streaks in which I have to get as close as I can and as many points as I can without ever guessing the correct country. It's been a while since I did the challenge, but I think 24,000 is achievable and I've never done it, so that's what I really want to get today. Also guys, I have two quick announcements before we get into today's video. One is that if you missed my stream where I kind of went through all my travel photos from my recent Europe trip, the first link in the description will be a 2-hour video where I went through all my photos with one of my best friends who I traveled with. I think it was pretty fun and definitely some good photos in there. If you want to check it out, I'll have it as an unlisted video in the description. And then also on a related note, later tonight or tomorrow, I'll have out my Poland vlog as well, which also includes some GeoGuessr gameplay from a tournament that I was in, but I never got to cover because I was over there in Europe. So it'll be a nice kind of hybrid video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Guys, smash the like button before we get into here. And let's see on No Moving how many points we can get by guessing in the wrong country here. This should be quite an interesting challenge. Have not done it in a while. And our first round is not the greatest news, although it might not be too bad. So I think this might be a Californian road line, no, with the black between the yellows. But it doesn't really look that much like California. It probably looks more like Arizona or New Mexico or anything or something like that. But anyway, I guess we could trust that it's California here and just guess here and hope that we're decently close there. Let's see it. Okay, it was actually California. There you go. So the California road lines do work. We start off with a decent score. So I think I won't reset too much. We'll just go for the best scores we can, and then if we get a really good start, we'll definitely lock in. Anyway, this one's somewhere in Ukraine. Which side of Ukraine is a really good question here. It says some town name there, starting with a K, but it's not one. Kamiv? I think Kamiv, but I don't know where that is. This architecture feels more European to me, so I'm thinking of guessing in Poland here. I think that might be reasonable, but yeah, it's not clear to me which way is actually best to go. I would say it's probably not too far out here, so yeah, just somewhere near Lviv probably works here. And yeah, it was in Kiev. Obviously, Belarus would have been better, but Poland was basically the second best option, so, or third best, so not too bad. Okay, next one here, we're in Sri Lanka, which is not actually bad news. It seems like, because we're on an island, it would be bad news, but we just click southern tip of India here and we actually get a decent score, so let's just try that. And yeah, it was actually pretty much ideal there, so 4.7k is great. Our next one's Japan. Again, this feels kind of north, so I think we can still get a decent score despite the fact that we are, you know, pretty far from anything here. Yeah, this architecture is certainly interesting. I get more of a north vibe, but it might just be near Tokyo as well. I could definitely see like Tokyo area working here. So the question is South Korea or Russia? I think, you know, it is interesting. I think that South Korea actually may like hedge more possible places here, but also this kind of works as well. If I got the northern vibe and it ends up being Sendai, then this is clearly better than that. So I'll try this. Yeah, well, it's just Tokyo. So about equidistant from each way. Like, yeah, we wouldn't have been able to get many more points that way. Okay, so last round of Seed 1 here. We have these green thing on the sign here. Probably state specific, but I don't know it. Do we have anything good here? That would be probably very useful if we could read it, but we can't. Methodist Church, okay. No front plates, cornfields, so kind of feels probably a bit more southern, but I couldn't say I got that much of a southern vibe off the whole round in total, so maybe it is kind of more central then. One of these states that touches Ohio. All the states here don't have front plates, so maybe Indiana works decently here. I could say that. This house feels a bit more southern, the fact that it's single story, so maybe even Kentucky working better here, but it is very flat. So yeah, not really sure all in all. I think we'll go here, and so if that's the case, then I think Toronto works best here, and it actually was Virginia there, interestingly, but that was basically the best guess we could have done, so we get 18k, and we basically did the ideal guesses on both of the US rounds, and on the Sri Lankan round, just missing out a little bit on Tokyo and on Ukraine there. So that was pretty much like an 8 out of 10 game in terms of placement, but we can definitely do more points, I hope. Now, I might try and go for a high score reset if we don't get any good rounds. So, going back on my word here. So here we are on Russia, which is, you know, not terrific news, it must be said, but there are certain places where this could work. Unfortunately, I just kind of think this is Urals, so probably something like this works best. Otherwise, it could be more so like Krasnoyarsk area, but I'll try here. And that was actually the perfect guess. We get 3.5k, so, you know, while we get perfect guesses, I will continue on. Okay, this is extremely bad news. This should be Darwin with these holy metallic poles. And yeah, we got Darwin number plates as well that are fully red. And in terms of Darwin, you know what? Darwin's actually not that bad. We can go Timor-Leste. Tiwi Islands belong to Australia. but Timor-Leste does not, and that's actually not too far. Actually, this may be closer. This may be closer. It looks like it is. So yeah, I'll go for that, and it ends up being another 3,900, so really quite good there. Okay, next one here, headed off to Mexico, I think, and this doesn't feel like it's too far from the US border, I could say, so we actually may be in for some points here. This is good. USA, yeah, USA is right there, and Mexicali is on the map here, so Mexicali is right here, and if we are thinking we're somewhere in this direction, then that would be definitely working quite nicely. So I would suggest we could be in like one of these towns out here, maybe like Puebla or something a little bit further out, and so just kind of clicking this part of the US probably works best here. Can we see any other like town name? I don't read that one, but it seems like it's 3 words. It's probably, oh, why do they have something in Cyrillic here? That's really interesting. If you know what the story behind this town is, or you want to Google it, Familia? Yeah, Romero. Familia Romero. Interesting. You gotta tell me what the story behind that is. Someone can Google it. But anyway, we do see the hills here, so this is actually more 5Kable than I really thought, maybe. It is interesting, because I don't see it's not so obvious to me which hills. We're probably like somewhere around here, so I'll try that. And okay, it was further. Oh man, we could have got such a good score. I should have checked the other signs more so, but I thought because we saw Mexicali is a big place. Yeah, that probably makes sense. And there are the hills, so yeah. Okay, that's a little bit disappointing because we could have basically gotten 5K, but I mean, that's like the perfect board around. But to be fair, we weren't on a crazy score anyway, so it's okay. Okay, this one feels like Tunisia, I thought. You do sometimes see blue number plates in Tunisia, and here we have a black one, which is the standard Tunisian one. And I do think when you see these like kind of Chilean-looking poles that it's often Tunis. So that's kind of my theory here. I think we just go... This is even Italy here, isn't it? Pretty sure. Let's actually make sure here. Yeah, that's Italian language, so yeah, we gotta have our score by going here. And it was actually near Monastir, so that's actually a good choice as well, that we kind of go a bit further south. But these ones would have been even better, so a bit unfortunate there. Okay, next one. So obviously that pole meta is also fake. Just something I came up with myself, so by no means actually a thing. This architecture is kind of French looking, but the house number is not, so maybe like Croatia. Not too sure here, but yeah, it should be interesting to see. These trees, yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest. Kind of drawing a blank here, to be honest. So we've got a short antenna. We can't see the plates at all. This is the type of realm where you'd really like to be able to see some plates. We do have kind of rock walls here. Surely architecture feels a bit Maltese as well, but this kind of greenery in the background does not. So I am still kind of thinking of Croatia or something like that. I must say, this house number as well, kind of feeling a bit Eastern European. Also, I see here that we have the steering wheel on the left-hand side, so that should indicate right-hand drive, which should mean Malta is impossible. But yeah, with this greenery, Malta is already impossible. So what's actually possible if we open the map here? Croatia, I do think is still strongly possible. Montenegro, an outside possibility. And then maybe Italy or France. I just don't really see it. It's not quite as possible to me. So I think I just click Croatia here and hope for the best. Oh, well, we clicked in the wrong country at least, but that was Spanish architecture, of course. Bit of a blunder there, but at least we got 18K and never guessed the right country, so we didn't invalidate the seed. Okay, let's try and hunt for a better seed here, because obviously that Mexico round was basically perfect, but a lot of those ones were not quite ideal. So this one now looks like Spain again, I would say. But Portugal could actually yield some good results here. Could it ever? No, it can't be Turkey because we got the antenna, and I think Portugal's just less likely than Spain here. So let's try that out. Ends up being southern Spain, 4.2. Yeah, we can try for that. Next one here is Germany. This is good news. You know, this looks very familiar. This looks very familiar. It looks like Ruhr area to me, or some of those towns around there. I was just saying it felt almost like I've been here before, but I think I've just seen similar places. In all honesty, that's probably more likely. But okay. Well, then it kind of reminded me of Munich or something like that. Do you actually... I thought Ruhr, but now I'm actually thinking of the exact place that this reminded me of was actually in Munich. What do we see here on the plates? Looks like... Oh, man. If that was a little bit clearer, we could actually get the town quite easily, I think. But I think I actually go with my second thought here, which was southern. And so Munich is obviously not as good news as would have been somewhere over here. And obviously this is maybe still the safer option, but I want to go for the good score here, so let's see. And okay, it was just Düsseldorf. Man, I knew it was... it's on the way to Ratingen, which is where I was. So I've probably been like along this road here. So I knew it. Something about it felt familiar. Actually, I've probably, yeah, just looking, yeah. So I've probably, yeah, airport and stuff. Yeah, I've probably been right nearby there. But obviously we'll reset here because we want a better score, man. Just sometimes that real life knowledge, it can mess you up if you don't know exactly where it was. But yeah, Dusseldorf or, yeah, okay, makes sense. Okay, next one here looks like somewhere in Sabah, maybe? Yeah, this is probably Sabah. I think these poles would indicate Sabah with the IV and the 3 knobs at the top. I think that's how it works. And so just clicking near Tawau is probably our best bet here. Let's go for it. And it ends up being good. Okay, nice. That's a good start. Next one here. Wait, could it actually have been better to go in Philippines? Yeah, it could have been better to go in Philippines there. I did not even consider that, actually. Okay, next one here, though. Driving right? What kind of bollards were they? Actually, not so sure. And are we actually driving right? We are indeed driving right. French, then, I think. Oh, yeah, French pole top here as well. Okay. Let's get in there. I would say Belgian border probably fits best here. Yeah, I think that's highly likely, honestly. So let's just try it. And, yeah, it was over here. England would have been just as good. In fact, maybe even a little bit better if we went on the Isle of Wight. But, yeah, I mean, it's okay. Next one here is Russia. Great. We have to reset here. Although we have White Car. White car is definitely more common in certain areas of Russia. For example, around Vladivostok, you get it around here, you get it in Chelyabinsk Oblast, and you get it kind of a bit around here as well. So that's kind of the main places you see white car. I kind of thought, let's check out the road angle here. It's kind of east to west, which is interesting. Bit of red soil as well. Trees do not feel too northern. So I feel like this is like all the way west or all the way east, maybe. That would be my opinion here. So I'm thinking of guessing near Vladivostok and just hoping for the best here. That's not too bad, man. We could have gone in China. Yeah, I think, okay, red soil around there. That kind of makes sense, man. Okay. Not my best guess, but hey, we still got on the right side of Russia, which is always something. Next one is probably Russia again, right? Looks like a Russian style of sign. This one could be a similar kind of area. I thought maybe around Baikal, but a bit further north, yeah. So, yeah. It's not entirely clear to me where exactly this one would be. Again, this is kind of very generic Russia. I'll just go with my first thought because we're already on a low score. And it was actually on this road here. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah. Definitely in Asian Russia, but it wasn't quite sure where to go. Here we have Dirty Mirror. This would have been a perfect round to have in another seed. But Dirty Mirror is in Shamaldi, I think. Is that right? Or is it... Yeah, it's definitely west of Jalalabad. I'm pretty sure it's there. So we can get... potentially a very good score here. Let's see. And, well, it was actually, okay, in Abdymov. It's somewhere around here. I think it also might be that town, but yeah, obviously a good score there. Okay, so let's actually go for seed hunting here now. Any bad score, and we reset until we get a nice one to end off the video. Okay, here we have some, like, Western Turkey, or Eastern Turkey, I mean. Could actually be Western Turkey now that I say it. Yeah, I think it is actually more of a Western Turkish feel here, even though these open green fields are often Eastern. It's not good news for us. I think it's going to be somewhere near Ankara, so I think we just guess here on, like, roads and see where it is. And, yeah, it's not too far, but we want a better score than that. So I think anything above 4.5k is what I'm hoping for here. Okay, this is great. This is Serbia. These pole tops are very common in Serbia, by the way. And it is northern Serbia, but not too far north, because we do see hills. So kind of middle Serbia here is what we're looking at, which is great. There's so many countries around Serbia, if we actually identify the region, then we can get a great score. I thought of something like this as a nice hedge, because it feels like it probably is somewhere around just south of Belgrade in this kind of central region here. And if I had to say either way, I think it feels more western, so I'll just try there. And yeah, that's about perfect, guys. That's a really good score, 4.8. As I said, Serbia, very, very pleasing to see. And I feel like I've always had a knack for guessing in Serbia, although it's not the most difficult country, to be fair. Next one here, and we are looking at USA. I would suppose this was USA. Yeah, round, okay. Maple Springs School, interesting. Sounds more Canadian, but obviously these shields are American ones. Man, I would love to know where we were, as we all do. Obviously, not looking too good here for our score, because we basically have to rely on the fact that this was... Where do they use round ones? I think they use round ones in Pennsylvania, so we could try for Pennsylvania here. Or was it... I'm pretty sure it was like Tennessee and Pennsylvania or something like that. I could be wrong. No. Pennsylvania was different. Which was round, then? Maybe it was Kentucky? I don't know. I'll just guess here. Seems like a reasonable guess. And yeah, it was Kentucky. Okay, it was Kentucky. Good to remember. I mean, obviously the score is punished after that, but we have Kampala here, so let's play it out. We'll go there. And yeah, we get basically a perfect score. Very nice.
Next one, we have another Guat. Okay, this was going to be a really nice seed were it not for that US. This feels like it might be a bit further north as well. Tikal, that looks like it might be big. Ciudad de Guatemala. That should mean Guatemala City, but Guatemala City then is kind of east of us. Or west, yeah, west of us. So we go somewhere over here. And Flores, where's Flores? That's probably much smaller than Guatemala City, I would assume. So, oh man, Flores is pretty big, and I did get that northern vibe, but then I started talking about other stuff when I saw the signs. Damn it. Okay, and the last one here is going to be somewhere in Botswana, which is not fantastic news. Trees kind of feel more northern here. Soil could also fit for northern, yes. What's the angle of the road? Kind of north-south. Yeah, I would kind of expect this to be in this region here, somewhere between Maun and Opara, so I'll just kind of hedge between, and wow, that was really good. It was on this road. Actually, could have... I did consider this road, literally, but I forgot that there's a straight bit like that, because I kind of thought the angle was all kind of more curved. So, 21.7, and if it was only not for that Kentucky, then we would have been absolutely balling, but that is the way it goes. And we could have got our 24k there, I'm pretty sure, but anyway, no time to think about this. What is this? AI populated world? Why do we have so many USA rounds today? Blue hat on the yellow bollard is probably something to remember. Is this Canada? I think this could be Canada still. We don't have French, from what I could see, or do we? Student apartment, yeah, it's not French. So I think this actually is US then. But why don't we have front plates on this car? Knoxville. Knoxville is famous, bro. Okay, where is Knoxville? Okay, yeah, okay, Knoxville's Tennessee, I guess. Does this look like Tennessee? I thought this was further north, but yeah, okay, it actually would be Tennessee then. That makes sense. So obviously we're not going to get any good score here. That is unfortunate. Okay, so obviously 3.4, it's okay, but I want better. And Tennessee is obviously twice in a row the state we did not want to see. This is more interesting now. Northern Thailand, I would say, unless it's southern. But yeah, definitely has more northern vibes here. That does not look like the Max North one. The Max North, one of these ones, the hand grenade things. Could be though. Well, maybe it is. Okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. If this is Max North, then it has to be in Chiang Rai, which is this province here. So we just click inside Laos and try it. And it was in just in Lamphun. So we could have gotten a better score, but 4.3. Again, yeah, I want better. And yeah, I was not quite sure. We couldn't quite see it, so I shouldn't have relied on it, but I wanted to try it out. Okay, this looks like Canada, I would have thought, but Highway 14, that feels maybe more American. I don't know, let's see here. Yeah, it feels more American the more I look around, but that's not exactly great, because I don't know which would fit. Yeah, these pole tops are very, like, in Canada you see it in Ontario and BC mostly, but in US I have no idea. So I think it kind of looks like a bit like maybe North Dakota here. It's Iowa. I mean, yeah, definitely makes sense. Those kind of treeless and corn growing places are all very similar looking to one another. And here we are in France or something, I would say. House is a bit strange, but France probably fits best. Could even be the UK. Yes, it could be. Wooden poles. Oh yeah, we have a blue bit on here, so it should be France, indeed. Guess I'll click UK because that was the vibe I got, but I could see Spain actually being better here. Bordeaux kind of area, also working. This tree, okay, we have birches, yeah. So I go UK here. Wow, well, that's actually so south. That's the South Birch line. Yeah, wow, that's a very South Birch tree. So a bit unlucky there, I think, but yeah, we wouldn't have gotten too many points even if we went Spain. So, okay, this is more like it, Lesotho. And we're very high up here, which is interesting. I don't know where this is in Lesotho. Obviously, it feels more like the western half because it's so dry, but why are we on such a plateau? Could this even be a really, really rare South African Lesotho-looking location? I don't think so. But why are we up on a ridge here like that? This is probably very findable indeed. Yeah, I would say we're somewhere up here, honestly. Looking down south, we see towns, but yeah, okay, something like this, maybe. And, so, we have to guess in South Africa here anyway, but I'm actually kind of worried that it could be this road. No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be this road here, but let's click on it. Let's click near it anyway, in case it is, because that would still be a nice score. Yeah, I think it's going to be somewhere around that region. Okay, it's just Maseru. Wow, on this ridge. We're driving along the ridge. That's crazy. Oh, wow. So this whole thing is, like, elevated above the rest of the town, and they have roads on top, which is crazy. But 4.7 is good. Okay, next one here. Malaysia. Malaysia's actually not as bad as it seems, because we always have small countries nearby to kind of go off of. Nowhere in Malaysia is actually bad. This probably feels more like Peninsular Malaysia to me, although I could see Sarawak as well. This is like either right here, or like somewhere vaguely here, I would say. I don't think it's Sabah, but Sarawak definitely possible. It's not a pleasant round though. Like, I could see an argument for just going Sarawak, even though I think it's more likely to be mainland, just because we can get maximum points if we click here. Whereas, you know, if we go here and it ends up being here, like I think it probably is, then, you know, there's guaranteed to be not that many points. So I think I'll actually try this out. Look, more likely to be mainland, but we'll try it here. And it was just mainland, unfortunately. So yeah, 3.1, obviously we reset here. But I'm still having fun, and like, it is just kind of a relaxing way to play the game as well. You don't have to worry about getting the exact spot. You just kind of feel it out a little bit. Okay, this is terrible. This is New Zealand. Let me actually just try and get the actual spot here, because obviously it's not really going to be too much of a point if we try and guess a different country here. It was actually in this town here, so close to the mountains, and so big mountains. It's a very rare spot to get, but yeah, there you go. Okay, so next one here. Hopefully we get something better that's not New Zealand, because New Zealand ruins any run. And we have some French, so not necessarily good, I would say. Not necessarily a good sign. It kind of feels like Paris to me, so I try here. We get maybe 4.6k. Okay, ends up being all the way down there, we get 3.8. Never mind. Okay, well, you know, still go. And this one's Korea, which is not bad news, especially if it's near Seoul. I think the obvious thing to do here is click Seoul. However, it is possible that Japan here would be a better guess. So I guess I should consider that briefly. But no, I think this is more of a North vibe. I trust it. It ends up being better than the Japan guess. Yeah, that's Korean. So it ends up being better than Japan guess. 4.3, we'll take it for this stage. This one is like a very... Okay, we've got place names. This could actually work. I think guessing Lesotho here is best. This looks like a kind of Free State to me. I would say it looks like Free State the most. So I think we can quickly give those places a search as well, considering I think it's somewhere around here. There's the place. And Standerton is... Standerton, yeah, I read it right, it was there. So I guess actually Eswatini can be closer here. That's crazy. Okay, we'll go there. And we're going to get rewarded with a 4.5. Very good. Okay, next one here is South Africa again. That's not too bad, as long as we pull something close to Lesotho here. M9, Middelburg. Could we be... I think this is probably in North Cape, actually. Where is Middelburg, though? I forget always. Or is it down here? Maybe it's... Oh, it's all the way up here. Again, Eswatini working quite nicely here. And so the N9 runs where? It should like pop up quite easily. Middelburg is on the N11, and then N9 is nowhere to be seen, actually. I hope it's really close here, but I doubt it is, to be honest. Okay, let's take a look at the landscape again. Gruff, Rheinet, and it didn't really feel like that landscape. Could there be two Middelburgs? That's what I'm kind of thinking right now. Where's the 9? Okay, here's the 9. It's another Middelburg, yeah. They spelled different. No, they're spelled the same. Okay, there we go. Obviously, we're not going to grab the best points here, unfortunately. But it was actually not North Cape, it was East Cape, so would have got the state wrong anyway, unless it still could be North Cape. But okay, this is the best country we can go in, and again, yeah, it is actually over there. We get 4.2. It's reasonable. It's reasonable. We're still on for our best score of the video, so let's see if we can get that at least. Next one here, like Philippines or something. Again, not particularly good. Looking at these polls, yeah, trying to think. I think this is somewhere around here, which does not leave us with many options. Palau is possible here. This is probably slightly, well, let's go for the swag guess. Why not? Palau it is. And yeah, it was actually Samar Pole there. Yeah, Samar Pole is a real meta. And there we go, it works. This time we have what? Like a diamond-shaped one. I think this is a Michigan stop sign though, with the two supports. I think so. I mean, it fits for Michigan. The landscape is quite Michigan. And Michigan's great news because we can just go here, hedge it, and see what happens here. And it ends up being okay. We could have gotten even better, but that's a 20k. Obviously, the Philippines is not an ideal country to get, so I still want to go for a few more attempts here. I just want 2 more because I'm enjoying myself. So let's see what ends up happening here. Okay, we have a bunch of Korean polls here, very very clean, and I would say that we are probably somewhere southern here. I don't think it's Jeju, but I do think it's southern. We have place names there. I don't really know Korean place names, in all honesty. It's the type of country where I just kind of click, but we go here on this occasion. It ends up being all the way north, actually. So southern vibe was wrong. We reset. Let's just try and get one game starting off with a 4.8, and then whatever happens, happens. Okay, this is Malta, I think. I would have said so. Double yellows in Europe. That has to be Malta, right? Yeah, a bit of English as well. So Malta's not too bad at all. We can guess here. We can guess here. I think the latter is probably better. Do we see any other tiny islands here? Yeah, I think this is better, right? Looks a little closer to me, so I'll just try it out. And it was probably better at this stage, yes. So 4.7, nice. We'll take that. Black car long antenna for Russia. This is painfully generic, though. And I don't know any area codes or anything. I would say that this feels relatively northern and relatively western. So I think kind of clicking around Samara here is probably our best bet. Let's try it. And actually Finland would have been a good bet there. We did have birches, but you know, birches can be found where I clicked as well, so it wasn't the silliest guess. And okay, one more or two more resets here. Let's just see what we get. This looks like Quito or something, right? Definitely has more of an Ecuador vibe, but I could still see Mexico here. We do have an octagonal pool, so I guess it is just Mexico. Oh yeah, Mexican electricity counters here as well. So I was kind of thinking southern then. If it looks like South America, often it ends up being around Chiapas, so I think I'll try there. And not too bad. Obviously, the best guess we could have done was that, but it's not a good enough score for me to be very inspired to continue, if you know what I mean. So I've definitely gotten like 23,000 on this mode before, so I was kind of hoping to get that today, but I don't think we've had any seeds where we could have reasonably done that. Well, maybe if we guessed out of our minds, but nothing with average guesses. So yeah, obviously Croatia here. Feels like the north of the country. I think this is probably somewhere near Zagreb, so that's what I probably opt for here. Could go here. I mean, obviously just clicking here is so tempting because it's so close, but I kind of feel like it actually might be further out this direction with the autumn coverage as well. So let's try that instead. Oh man, we could have gotten so close. 4.5 still decent though. We're beggars can't be choosers at this point in the video. So now we're in Taiwan, which is no good. Would say probably Taipei, so let's just go here. And what's southern, man? Some of my region guess has been poor today, but obviously we couldn't have really gotten that close anyway, so 4.1. Again, we'll take it, it's not that bad. Korea here, again, shouldn't be too bad. Southern or northern? That's the question here. Whether we go Japan or whether we go North Korea. This time the vibe is kind of central to me, so I will opt for North Korea here, but not really expecting anything too much. And yeah, it's kind of just middle again, so yeah, Japan would have been decent, but not as good. Here we are in Australia. Obviously, in Australia, it's terrible, so I think we're just going to a different state here instead of a different country. This is probably Tasmania, to be honest. Oh, it's a Victorian poll. Interesting. So, where is that? Where is this in Victoria? Obviously, we click on one of these islands here to get closest, I think. I think it might be in this region here, maybe. So I click there. Yeah, that makes sense. If it looks really like Tasmania, then this kind of little region here looks often that way. So that's a good score. We had to bend the rules a little bit, but you know, that's how it goes. And final one here is looking like antenna Gen 4. Yeah, it's kind of difficult, this. Maybe Romania or Hungary. Could say Hungary is probably most likely here. Wooden poles also fits for Hungary. They do use those quite often. Yeah, I think this is Hungary. Vibe might be more kind of southern Hungarian here, so I think I will opt for northern Serbia. Let's try it out. And it was all the way west instead, but okay, we'll take it. 22.2 to end off the video with a bit of a cheating is just fine. So guys, thank you very much for watching the video all the way to the end. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till then, goodbye.